channel Avanti Morocha. This video is in collaboration with Cricut. Today I'm going to show you how to make cupcake toppers for Valentine's Day with Cricut. You can use what you learned in this video to make cupcake toppers for any event. Now let's begin. I'm going to share the link to this project on my blog Avanti Morocha account. I used 2 images from Cricut Access. To be able to use them, you need to have a subscription. The first image I use is of a lion. I modify the image and its dimensions. I also use this grass rosette. I modify the number of pieces and the image dimensions to work as a cupcake topper. The first thing I'm going to do is to print and cut the lion's faces. Hide the layers of the rosettes. If you are using Cricut Maker, you could use a light color paper that doesn't interfere with the registration marks when using the print then cut technique. I'm going to use medium weight craft cardstock. If you are using a Cricut machine from the Explore line and you want to use the print then cut technique, Cricut recommends only using white paper. Since I'm using Cricut Maker, I'm going to change the color of the lion faces to white. White means no color is going to be printed in there. Because I changed the color to white, you cannot see the border of the images, but rest assured they are still there. Let me insert a square. Send it to the back so you can visualize it. Delete the square, select everything and click on Flatten. Now click on Make It. The lines that you see around the images are the registration marks. Cricut used them as guides when cutting the images. Continue. Send to printer. Select your printer, the number of copies. Ensure the bleeding option is on. If you want to modify your printer settings, activate the system dialog. Print. Minimize this window because your printer dialog is going to appear in the back. Select your preferred settings and click on Print. I fast forward this part of the video. The process of printing these images took 20 seconds. Don't worry about these thick lines around the whiskers, it's just the bleeding. This way the whiskers are entirely black when cutting. Cut the area of the paper where you have the design. Place it in the mat. Now that I'm done printing, go back to design space, select the material. I'm using medium weight cardstock. I've loaded the fine point blade in Clamp B and now I'm going to load the mat. Load the mat and start the job. First, Cricut is going to read the registration marks. I fast forward this part of the video. The process of cutting these pieces took about 1.5 minutes. Remove the pieces. If your blade is a little dull, you may not get a perfect cut of the whiskers. These cuts are very thin. Now that I print and cut the lion's faces, I'm going to hide the layer and I'm going to activate the layers with the rosettes. Each of these rows is a lion mane. I have already cut 2 of these, so I'm going to hide 2 layers. Now select everything, click on Attach and Make It. The actions are first scoring and then cutting. Continue. Select the material. I'm using a velvet paper. I have already worked with it and I know it works well with the settings of medium cardstock. Load the scoring wheel in Clamp B and then load the mat. I'm using this velvet paper I got at the craft store. When using a new material, I recommend testing it. I cut a small piece using the settings of medium cardstock and it works great. If you want, you could also use Cricut holographic craft board, which I love. This is a thick material and making paper rosettes with it can be a little challenging. Load the mat and start the job. I fast forward this part of the video. The process of scoring these pieces took 3.5 minutes. Scoring is going to help you a lot when folding these pieces. Keep in mind the scoring wheel is exclusive to Cricut Maker. Now I'm going to switch the scoring wheel for the fine point blade and continue with the cutting part of the job. I fast forwarded this part of the video. The process of cutting these pieces took 2 minutes. Remove the pieces from the mat. Here you can see the scoring lines in the pieces. This is going to help a lot when folding them. You will also need 8 circles of 1.3 inches. These are going to help us to put together the rosette. Fold each piece like an accordion. Done. Do the same with the other piece. Each piece is a lion mane. Glue the ends of the piece with hot glue. To make things easier when forming the rosette, fold the piece one more time. I'm going to use 2 circles. Press the top area inside. Glue 1 circle. This will keep the shape. Now that the rosette is ready, glue the lion face. Glue a bamboo skewer in the back. Cover this area with another circle. I also made a cake topper and a cupcake topper using Cricut holographic board. I'm also going to cut these cupcake wrappers. This is an image from Cricut Access. I modified the dimensions to fit the cupcakes I'm using. I cut the cupcake wrappers in medium weight cardstock. Place the cupcake inside the wrapper. Finally, place the cake topper. I hope you like this project, and if you make it, don't forget to share a picture on my Facebook page or tag me on Instagram. I love to see it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you are interested in a Cricut, I'm going to leave you the links where you can buy it in the info box below the video. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, hit the subscription button, tap the notification bell so you get informed every time I release a new video. Don't forget to visit my blog, follow me on my social media, like this video, and share it with your loved ones. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.